So look at this right here. We're at our final room. Well, technically the last two rooms in this place. Want to throw a bomb right up this way. We can break that rock apart. And that allows us to warp to the beginning of the dungeon if we so need it. This is the last room of the place, so bear that in mind. This room is going to give us probably the most pain. Ah! Ow. That didn't harm you at all. Watch out for the fog, though. There's a lot of wall masters, wall and floor masters in that place. Alright, now it's time for the big room itself. I do not like the design of this room. This is a big, huge light puzzle. What we need to do is actually get one source of light to be reflected in two spots. And so, Melody is going to have to be useful in multiple different regions of this place. I just need to know where I need to be place her. Place her right about right there. Alright, my boy, let's go. So this entire place is considered by one light source, and we have to move this light around by using these scorpion mirrors. I count these as scorpion mirrors because that's exactly what they look like. Scorpions. So we gotta get my boy here. Command Melody to look in one direction. Dun, 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 dun. Like this here, there's a chest in these areas. Come on, you, Melody. Melody, find that chest. There we go. Huzzah! But also, what needs to be useful is to face this direction and place her light source on that pedestal right there. So that my boy can grab this and basically get another... My boy, get on the ledge. Thank you. Also, you have to break these 4 tiles. Why wasn't this not like a one tile thing that you could break all at once? This is really like a pace breaker because you have to watch the animation of all 4 of these blocks to basically get this wall to be destroyed. It's not very intuitive, you would say. It's more of tedium than anything else because you have to wait to get around this place. I just say this is like after the entire dungeon has been been light sources all the way across and everything is using the combined strength. And I understand that this place was meant to, this room was meant as a way to combine everything you've learned about the light, about reflecting light, to essentially to make, one light source work for 2. That's the whole point of this one spot. But I think this could have been handled a lot better, in my honest opinion. Like I said, it was that thing I was worried about saying earlier, where well, I didn't finish that concept, actually, to come think of it. Melody? Melody, come on. Down here. Stay down here. You're blocking the light. I need to get this so I can get that statue. You break this... There we go. It's a little finicky. The hitbox on that thing's a little wonky. And so we can grab this scorpion mirror over here. If this was remastered to the Switch or some of that sort, you never know that will happen. I would have not mind having co-op in this game. And again, Tingle was technically the co-op of the GameCube version. So why was it not implemented here? I know, because it didn't have the Game Boy Advance to do it in. I understand that. But again, this game could be played with a Pro Controller and gamepad. So, in all honest opinion, they could have implemented the Pro Controller and gamepad functionality to have, have sort of a true co-op fashion of this game. Now, I'm always down for something to change up the Zelda formula. Again, that's what Four Swords and Triforce Heroes tried to do. Is to make, a multiplayer co-op Zelda game. Which again, I am always down for a co-op Zelda game. Let's be frank. I think those could be really cool. They could be handled quite well, if given the proper time to stew. As I mentioned in Four Swords, I'm always down to having a good co-op game, and I think Four Swords did it probably the best they could have done it with the setup they had. But I think in this age now, we could essentially, make co-op work, and I'm pretty sure there's a way you could make it work with the Switch in hand. And I think a co-op Zelda would work. I think so. But unfortunately, with the Wii U version as it was, they didn't really, go with all the concept on it. Because I think that they could have, used the gamepad and the Pro Controller all in one to essentially have some sort of co-op. And since the last dungeons in this game are dealing with, with moving a sage around, I think, because again, trying to put yourself back in the shoes of the sage really just adds another puzzle element, basically another item to use to make the Wind Waker useful. So why couldn't this be a change? Why couldn't, have at least, selective co-op? I know it wouldn't be fully tested because they would probably want to have the co-op, working continuously through the entirety of the place. I understand that. But I think there could have been, some sort of co-op just for the dungeons themselves to make, add to the story progression that Melody could be moved around someplace while Link could do something else. Essentially to adding more productivity, and able to get stuff done. Because this here feels like it's clunky. The co-op system in this is a little clunky to my honest opinion. Because you have to be in the right position at the right time, essentially to have the right puzzle to work. And I know that the next temple going into, the Wind Temple, isn't going to have this issue very much. It's just this temple in general has that issue where you need to have Melody in a spot to have it. But I would not mind if it was a co-op option to have a second player control the sage. I think it would have been kind of a nice change. Something that would be really cool, I think, in that regard. But we didn't get it. But you never know. The next Zelda collection that could come to the Switch could eventually have something and new features. I would love to have new features. That'd be awesome. Alright, Melody. It's time for you to move to another pedestal spot. Let's go this way. Now, I've skipped that room for a reason. Don't you worry. I'll go to that room yet. I want to finish the puzzle first. That's what I think is clunky there too, is that if Melody gets into a light source, she can't fly. She has to activate because everything is mapped to one button. Which would have been pretty cool if they could, change that concept to have a true co-op for Wind Waker. That'd be cool. I would really love that. That'd been awesome. And we've got our light source. Let's go grab this thing. Melody, you stay right there. You're going to be safe in this room. This is our boss key room here with a Dark Nut and cursed bubbles. So get that bad boy of that. Ooh. The Dark Nut's not going to be a problem. Dark Nut will take down easy. It's the cursed bubbles that was going to give you your issue here. Because like that. Because after you get cursed, there's nothing you can do to get out of this room until the fog dissipates on its own. Yeah, that's it, you cursed bubbles. Ow. Ah, come on, you. Don't worry, I'll take you out eventually. Let me get my thing out here. I'm gonna take your belt so I can sell it for money. Ooh, what? Hey, how about this? Sword to the face, Dark Nut. Sword to the face. There we go. And now we get our boss key. Yay! Haven't seen this in a while. Yeehaw! Boss key is ours. Dun dun dun, the big key. Now we can go to the boss where the boss lurks. Much ado about co-op. I don't want to call it what this part is, but whatever. We only have one chest to obtain in this place, and that is in the room we're in now. Melody will... The reason why I left Melody in this room, because after, you leave a room, Melody will come back to the first back to the door you initially entered that room in. You want to come in here. You can shine lights onto these tombs, these sarcophagus here, and you can get the. Oh, we can use those guys, huh? Well, don't mind if I do. We can take care of these guys, shine these guys out their own right, get these guys out. We can chuck some bombs down on them. Oh, yeah! Come on out. Ow. Okay, not the most smartest of moves. Booyah! Take care of you. Huzzah! Booyah! Take you and bam! Oh, I missed. Come on, hit you. Ah. No, this method is technically the most efficient, but it still takes a little bit of setup to do. Take care of you. Now take care of you. Now left. Come on, baby. Ow. Come on, bombs, explode them. Oh, come on, you. There we go. That works. Booyah! Take that, you Stalfos. Defeating Stalfos in a different way is a way to get famous, I guess. So that said, we got ourselves a treasure chest full of good items. In its own right, we can pull this bad boy out like a so. Climb this bad boy up, and we can grab our treasure chart. Yep, it's a treasure chart. It can be overlooked if people are not looking into it, tentatively grabbing everything in the dungeon. But the Triforce chart for it, well, not Triforce chart, but a chart nonetheless. Now, I do recall in the Japanese version of the GameCube release is that you had to find charts, or these charts here, which just in turn the treasure would have been Triforce charts, which just in turn you have to turn the tingle so that you can get translated to find the Triforce shards. That is very tedious, and thankfully the Windwaker HD version is the North American version that's released to all regions. That's awesome. It's perfect. It's perfect understanding for that. Alright, now we have to get... Actually, we can actually leave Melody here, actually. Actually, no, oh, we know we need her. Sorry, Melody. Can't leave her behind. We need her to fly her across the room to get to to the boss. The boss! Melody, fly! Fly with all haste. Dun 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 dun. Now Link, my boy needs to get up there now. Come on, my boy. Come on, my boy. See, I don't need a stamina meter to do this. I can climb up all these walls as long as there's vines on them. Skyward Sword, take note. Which I really hope Skyward Sword does get an HD remake. That was scary. I almost fell to my death. That would have been bad. That would have been very bad. Means I would have to get hit with that fog. Alright, whatever. Yep, we're off. Come on, Melody. Woo. Drop you down here, grab these money here, magic. Now we're going to be facing a boss that is technically not that hard, actually. But it can be hard depending on the situation, of course. Let's go fight the boss. What the? It locked it behind. It's a Poe Party! Who invited my boy? Boss! My boy's here! My boy's here? Hey! Let's be a big old Poe and let's give him a good scare! This is Juwala, the boss of the Poes. Juwala! He's more of like, he acts more like Poes initially. Just like any other Poe, if you shoot light onto him using your mirror shield, he'll become solid. Just like that. After he is solid, you can swing him into one of these 4 pillars here to make him explode. Now with your hurricane spin you got from Orca, you can go to town on these things. Unfortunately, you cannot kill all the Poes all in one go. That boss would be too easy. There's a set limit of Poes you can kill. But this is rather rinse repeat until all the small Poes are gone. Jawala will try to do some flame attacks on you. As well, he has also the ability, just like any other Poe in the game, to essentially possess you. And your controls will be, mirrored or such. So bear that in mind. Take those Poes down. Should only have like 2 rounds left and Jawala will be down. I'll take your mask thing down. Jawala did make an appearance in 4 Swords. By technicality. His mask was technically in the Ghostly Swamp. But he also was in the infiltration of Hyrule Castle as well, as somewhat of an awkward spirit. Like, at least the mask was anyway. There's his possession technique right there. If he turns purple, that's his way of possessing you. Bear that in mind. But get him into the light, takes him down with ease. Suddenly a ghost got mass. And it's going to be a massive destruction for you. Time to kill this party. Booyah! And that's it for Jawala. He reappeared and he cannot make his form anymore.
What? I can get out of here. This party's over. Let me get out of here and no! The spotlight! I didn't want the spotlight!
Bye-bye! And with that, the Earth Temple is cleared out, and we can now restore the Master Sword to having its almost powerful. Let's grab my heart container. We'll have this session over in a flash. Whoop. Alright, Melody. Alright. Do you know how to do this? No. Do you? No. I thought we just put the sword in the middle of the light and then let's play a tune, shall we? It's a very nice somber tune. I do love that the animation for Link ends abruptly, because they didn't make a looping animation for him, so you can see his animation go from his ending position to his start position. It's a little jarring, to say the least. And with that, well, good thing it didn't poke out his eye. That would have been bad. But with that, the prayers of the Earth Saints have restored the Master Sword's former energy. But there is still one last step before it comes the Master Sword once again. My boy, the power to repel evil has not been fully awakened. To complete the awakening of the Master Sword, you must go to the Wind Temple for one more prayer. Now, my boy, step into the light behind you and return to the surface. Your next duty is to find the Sage of the Wind Temple. I will remain here and continue to pray. You must hurry. And, my boy? Yes? About Prince Kamoli, please watch over him for me, okay? Sure thing. I'll make sure to as soon as I have the Master Sword all powered up. I promise. Huzzah! And that is it, folks, for the Earth Temple. We'll talk to the king next time, folks, because that's it for me in this session of The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker HD for the YouTube exit. Thank you all for watching, and next part, when we come up, we're going after the Wind Temple next. Yeah, Link, I know, right? Woo! Stiff and needs to be awakened. Anyway, for the YouTube guys, I will see you guys around for another round of the Wind Waker HD.